I appreciate that idea there, Joel, but then Matt's giving them all of the evidence. Just
Yeah, but now you can
constantly.
blame it on Matt, firstly.
I blame everything on Matt. So hi, welcome to Binge Buddies. Your host, Bryan Dressel. With me, as always, is Matt, Zombie Dog, Dmitri Mendeleev, Dykes.
I'm guessing Russian, but
That sounds
that's
right.
a bit. Yeah,
He also
that's
might
about
be
it.
from last week. I couldn't remember if I got that far. And like we all know, I don't write anything down.
No,
but
I
I'm
don't think
pretty
it was. I don't remember that. That would be a name I would have remembered.
Yeah,
to
that
be
would have
fair.
been Joel last week if we had done that. Great, we haven't recorded in like a month, so it could have happened.
Yeah.
But we do have Joel. Oh, sorry, I have to go. Nah, I'm gonna go Joel first. Joel Archimedes, Dewitte.
Archimedes.
Yeah.
Speaking of Arkham, the
Different dude.
I guess I am ill-equipped to know who the good guys are here. Who is this again?
He's a mathematician.
Yeah,
physician.
Archimedes principal, dude.
Yeah. Come on, man.
That's school.
Duh.
I'm done with school.
All
Now,
the
all I'm filled
is out.
all I'm filled with now is business
color?
jargon and earning statements.
Business.
Archimedes principal.
We also have Ryan. I can't pronounce this name. This is just. I know it's a history person. Blaise, Blaise, Blaise,
Blaise.
What's the last name?
Pascal. Blaise Pascal.
Blaise
Like
Pascal.
Pascal's wager.
I think.
It's a mathematician, physicist. I could say words today, and inventor, exactly like Archimedes.
not.
So I have no idea, but he's number 23 on the best people of all time list. So go that dude. There's not even a picture of him. This is an old school drawing. Looks like an old dude. I could click for more info, but like we do every week, I'm not gonna.
Solid choice.
Some updates though. I do believe next week my names are going to start repeating a little bit because I think my ranker list has started to update because it is a living list, and I think some people that I've listed before have started falling. But I'm going to stick to the order.
Yeah,
So
stick
names
to the
get
order.
repeated. They
Has
get
Jesus fallen down?
repeated.
Jesus did fall down 3 times.
Jesus stock market's crashed.
And according to Google pronunciation, it is Blaise Pascal.
We are going to the bad place.
Oh boy. What a cool name for an old dude. What is the name? Blaise.
Do you think he was on, the oh god,
American
Global
Gladiators?
Gym? No, do you think that he was on Global Gym's dodgeball team?
Sure, why not?
Blaze.
The thing is that
Laser.
he's
Laser.
he's got one of those cool names, but then it's like you're a mathematician. It's like you're not like a detective or something.
It's ironic.
Yeah, he's I got nothing. He's probably a huge dork. Like what do we know? He didn't even watch TV. It didn't exist at his time. What an idiot. All I'm thinking is Victor Hugo. What? That's what he actually said. I don't know what you want from me.
You actually get 3 points if you order a baguette.
But 4 because it's, more French. Oh, we got some good episodes to record about this weekend.
I've never laughed so hard. I've laughed I've laughed at these episodes, but these were 4 episodes where I've literally laughed out loud every episode.
Oh yeah, like the first one that we're starting off with today, just to get us up to speed. We are doing it's episodes 2 through 2, 3, 4, 5 that we're recording today. You're only gonna get 2 and 3 today. 4 and 5 will be next week. But these episodes, we're starting to see something that I love it when it happens. It's reminding me kind of like when we did our Venture Brothers days, where the episodes are starting to pair up really well. Like these two go together and then these two go together. And this worked out really well for this week. So the first one we have is all of the failed attempts. You get about 800 attempts of Michael. I think the episode before this kind of set it up like, what are we going to be doing in this season? We're going to be seeing different attempts. We're going to see where it goes. And they get all of that out. What could have been an entire season in a lesser show done in one episode of just like, yeah, this is what they're going to try. It didn't work out. And then the next episode is all about them coming to terms with it not working out and trying to figure out where they go next. Could be like a burner episode, almost like a bottle episode, just kind of save time between obviously the bigger budget that they had the week before. But no, it is one of the funniest episodes ever. We get Tahani's backstory in it. Episodes 2 and 3, phenomenal. I'm trying to find the names of these
I get the
episodes, and I'm
feeling-
typing in Fork the Forking Forkers on
let's see,
Google.
what?
The first one's Dance Dance Resolution.
Thank you.
That's right. Yeah.
And the third one is called Team Cockroach.
Team Cockroach. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
I kind of feel like with this episode, because we've talked about it already, like they had a lot of viewership drop off in the first season because people started thinking, well, I get what this is now, and I think I've seen enough. I wonder if, like, with this one, the reason they just go through all those attempts in one episode and don't try to, draw it out over a few episodes is because they were worried about we might start losing viewers now because they'll think that that's what this whole season's about, where we're only going to do a few episodes about. Let's just do it all in one episode. Let's cram it all in to one episode. And I do think that it works really well because of that.
Yeah.
Like we go through, we see like, attempt number 3, and then we sort of like, we see a bit of that, and then we skip ahead to attempt number 11, and then you're like, okay, I get, and then it's like 32, 57, 99, 108, and like, we go through all the way, like, it's
808.
Yeah.
Well, that was the thing. So like, there's a really great bit where it's just like in quick succession. It's like attempt 127, 146, 218.
It's just a series of Eleanor going like, "This is the bad place. This is the bad place. This is the bad." And then
my
just
favorite
the subtitle. It's the subtitle of what attempt it is at the bottom as well.
But as it's going on, it starts getting funnier and funnier. Like, this is a bad place. You have Chidi running behind her. The bees are angry.
the one where Michael just has the door open and he's lamenting the situation.
So fucking good.
And Eleanor comes in and goes, "This is the bad place."
Farts. Like,
and he clicks and he goes, "Don't worry, I've locked the door this time."
And then has to look like he doesn't believe himself.
I've closed and locked the door.
But I love the look at the door, like, I did lock it, right? Like, he doesn't fully trust himself. That was
so much good, like, look acting from Ted Danson in this episode, though. And just not even like dialogue or anything like that. It's just these looks, and I think it's something that sort of carries on over a few of these episodes where there's just these. Someone will say something, and he'll just give this look, or he'll say something and then have a look afterwards, and it's just, you can't really describe the look, but it's just so funny. It makes like the dialogue or something that much more funny just because of his reaction as well.
He says a lot with his face throughout this entire show.
He's got a very expressive face.
How this man did not win an Emmy, or I think you want to go a little bit. How this man did not win an Emmy is dumb.
Yeah, it's a tragedy. Like, he's so unbelievably, like, I don't want to get way ahead of ourselves because it's not till next week, but like, there's one shot in the trolley problem episode where Chidi says something to him and he just flashes this grin like, "Oh, you done forked up." And it's like one of the most amazing shots of like, "Oh, you bastard." It's like, he does so much in this show. But back to the ones that we're actually on. I'll talk about that again next week because I even have a whole note about it.
Can we talk about the low point of all these?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank God, because when he's talking about it's Jason / Chidi who figures it out, and Michael goes, "Jason figured it out. Jason, this is a real low point. Yeah, this one hurts."
And he starts to like hold his chest when he says that as well.
Like
he's got
indigestion,
heartburn.
It's like he's having a real panic attack. Like it's starting to feel like.
Was that like attempt 484 as well, or something like that?
Something like that, yeah. And
I've got like the numbers written down, and then I've got attempt 484, and then underneath Jason figuring it out.
I mean, my quote for this episode comes out of all this stuff. It comes from I mean, somebody else has it, they get to me before I'm gonna be okay with it. I'm learning to let these things go.
There are a lot of good lines.
There's so many good
ones. If somebody takes my line, I am okay with it because I have backups this time.
But there's a scene where like things are actually going pretty well, and Eleanor's new soulmate is gonna put on a jazz like opera for her.
Yep.
That's like 3 hours long. And it's like, he just says, "Hold up, no, this is clear that no version of heaven has a 3 hour jazz whatever this is. Like, no way, this is the bad place." And Michael hits her. I'm not gonna give the whole quote now, I'll save it at the end, but that's a real trip for biscuits. Like, it's just one of the funniest. Such
There's
a
something like Daddy O as well.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, like that.
Mhm,
And you
mhm.
got in that
That
same
poor
sequence, you got
Vicky.
Janet. You got Janet on the drums with like
yeah.
the
She's
weird
just
sort of,
looking like.
But you have poor Vicky in the background with I didn't even get to play my triangle.
Vicky's great. Like Vicky, as she continues to move forward, it's good. I like the direction they're going,
Oh, yeah.
especially
Yeah.
Vicky.
I mean, like going back to like, how many quotes we have and everything like that. I'm set okay because, as someone who I do write a lot of quotes down, I've got 11 for this episode alone.
Oh dang.
Oh yeah, this is chock full of some good ones.
I don't
mean,
need to
Mindy
worry about
St.
anyone
Clair.
taking my quotes.
Mindy
Oh
St.
my
Clair's
God,
in this,
she's
and she's
so
got
good.
so many good ones. And no, I'm going to say this because I'm very near and dear to this one.
Hold up really quick before we get to Minnie St. Clair, because I do want to talk about what gets
Okay.
them to go to Minnie St. Clair's, and that's
Yeah.
everyone just giving up. Like all the
Yes.
demons are like, we're on reboot 800. Like, who cares? And one of them stopped wearing their human suit.
Yes, and they're sitting there eating the clam chowder from the fountain. She goes, "Do you smell that?"
And it's just like, he's like, they're really itchy for us. The way he walks to the scene, like, hey man, you got a light, and then the fire demon walks out. Yeah, of course.
And he's
I've
just
got a
dripping
light.
with molten lava.
Can you imagine how much it's been torture for the demons to have
Yes.
to live through this hundreds of times? It's almost turning into their bad place at this point.
I mean, it really has. And they're just so over it, which is hysterical. And that leads them to going, we need to get out. And that's when they decide to go to Minnie St. Clair's, who's now also in her own version of Bad Place, because every so often she has Eleanor and Chidi, or Eleanor and Jason, or Eleanor, Chidi, Jason, and Tahani, all of them just storming her place.
15 times.
Just
And
totally-
each time they forget the cocaine.
Yeah. They forget
She,
the cocaine.
she keeps requesting it as if she doesn't realize they're going to have their memory wiped again.
Do you have anything to snort? Aspirin? Eyeshadow?
I like as well how when she starts talking about why they leave, and it's usually because like they walk in on her masturbating, or she walks in on them
Not
while she's
them.
masturbating.
Yeah.
And Chidi's face then is like, wait, what?
I mean, that is a
that's
bit of a visual. Like, what is going on?
I just like in my head, she's going like dusting the tops down whilst masturbating, just like with a
Yep.
duster in one hand and like a dildo in the other or something.
Mindy has her
But we-
priorities.
I love that Mindy St. Clair is the reason why we get our first truth bomb and why we really start rooting for the characters.
Yeah.
Like we get the truth bomb that Chidi and Eleanor have not only slept together, they've done it what, 8 out of the 15 times?
Yeah.
And we know
Yeah.
because she's been spying on them. And she made a porno.
Not just by recording them. Like, she is she's very invested.
Yeah. Nobody
just-
take my line. This is a good one.
Is it not
Well,
just,
she
Mindy,
needs
you
that
pervert?
the porno.
Nope.
The way she yells at her for pervert is some of the best stuff, because like she sells it so well that you almost think she's kind of okay with it. It's more so that she didn't ask. Like, that was the
Yeah.
problem.
Right. But you know,
tracks.
but that like
Which is
for
fair.
us, in this huge comedy, like I am laughing nonstop at this episode. Well, like we get a real heartfelt moment. Like we see, like no matter what, out of all these times, love is declared, and emotion is shared. And you think about, in all the chaos of all these reboots, they still manage to find each other. So that really you really vest in the characters at that point. You're like, okay, we know that they're going to get together at some point, but how is it going to happen? Because if it happens in all these alternate realities, it's going to play out the same way. So it really makes the viewer really vested and see how this is going to go, which is a great trick for season 2, because like we talked about, if people have died off, the people that stayed on are going to be more invested now.
Yeah.
Beautiful
And
writing.
It's really well writing, and it's something that, like, as it's happening, like, I mean, I've watched the show so many times now, like, it's almost like, oh, I know this is coming. But if you hadn't, it's like, we haven't really seen them get together.
No.
Like, even the end of the
No.
first season, everyone's confessing their love for Chidi. They never really land on whether or not it actually is Eleanor or not. Like, you can guess as like a TV viewer, but this is like the first legit confirmation of it, and it's not just like it's, oh yeah, this has happened many times. Like, this is where it's heading. It's very very well made point.
Well, it's the only
yeah.
time that they've actually confessed their love for each other.
Is that
On
one
camera.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, but they have had sex like 8 times. But it's the first, and then Eleanor, because Eleanor says something like, "Did that happen every time?" And she's like, "Oh no, that's like it was just that one time.
Yeah.
It's a real boner killer." Or
Now it's her
whatever she says.
anti-porn. She watches it to cool down.
But it's this. What I like about the writing in that is like we know Chidi by this point. We've seen him struggle over making the decision about whether to use a pen or a pencil. And Eleanor tells him that she loves him, and she says like, I know you don't need to answer. I know you struggle with things like that, and immediately just boom, I love you too. And it's just like, oh well, damn, this is like that's the fastest I've ever seen Chidi make any decision.
Yeah,
and I could be wrong. I'm trying to think forward. I think it's the fastest we see him make any decision in the entire show.
Well, there's a second decision, but that's and I think it's in the next episode.
But it's still not as like.
As quick as that. Like he literally just said it.
Yeah, like that. Yes, the next one he does, and they do call him out for it. And his reasoning is actually pretty good.
It takes you 2 hours to decide a turtleneck.
To decide a turtleneck. Never once seen him in a turtleneck, by the way.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Like, have we seen him in a turtleneck?
But
like,
back to
ever?
this, it's great though because it's such a sweet, heartfelt moment, and then it goes back. Now, I'm not going to say my line because it happens during this moment, but even then. Eleanor's like, I'm going back and I'm taking it with me. And Mindy St. Clair's like, no, please don't. It was my only copy.
Yeah. I love the way she says that. She's like,
she just did so good.
Like, oh no, don't. That's my only copy.
Oh man, that's some good stuff. All right, but yes, they do go back. They realize they need to go back and help their friends. And where exactly does this one end and the next one start?
Michael
Michael has to go talk to Jason, right?
And then Michael has the talk with Jason in this episode, and then the episode ends with Michael actually with the group saying, I want to join you. I want to help you out. And
we have to talk about
that, and that's basically where it ends.
We have to talk about
we got to talk about that's his chat with Michael, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Dance Yes Resolution, we resolve to dance. I love the conversation between Michael and Jason. I actually like most of the conversations between Michael and Jason throughout the show. Like they're always pretty great.
They're really poignant. Like like every other time you see Chidi, he is just stupid.
Yeah.
But every time he talks to him, he is very philosophical. And it's something that Michael takes away with it. And that is a really good character arc for him.
But he's also accidentally philosophical. Like he doesn't understand that's what he's doing. Like he's just so
Jason is still a moron. Like he gets told he's in the bad place, and then like 5 minutes later forgets that he's been told that he's in the bad place, and there's like, that's why I'm in the good place.
He stumbles into the sage advice each time. It's a trip and fall, and it is because he's an empty vessel. Of a brain that he's able to have those moments where it's like literal, but somehow he spits out a truth that people can actually absorb and understand.
There's a whole lot of space in that skull for random philosophical thinkings because there's not a lot else in there.
But even like the intro to that conversation is just, it says so much about Jason of just, hi Jason, what's up, homie? I mean, who is this Jason you speak of? It's just great stuff. But yeah, I like that. What you guys are saying, I agree with. Like, he's just so dumb. There's nothing there. So the stuff that comes out just kind of works for people. It's kind of like that whole like you put your own meaning into art. I think he just says random bullshit and Michael can use it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, that kind of works what I'm thinking about. Like your 60-person dance crew. Which I don't want to spoil. We do get to see a version of that at some point, just to keep your excitement there. The show's not going to mention a 60-person dance crew this many times and not completely show you. It's not as good as you'd hope, but it does show you.
He has one of the most fun backstories that I appreciate every time they peel back a layer of.
Yeah,
like Tahani and Chidi. I appreciate the development from the character development from you learning about their past, but it's never like funny or manic or wacky so far. It seems more like kind of mundane stuff that's a little more personal, right?
Yeah, so let's actually kind of move into that a little bit, because that comes a lot in episode 4. Like, because then now we're moving into Team Cockroach. Very, very good episode. Has some absolute stellar lines in it, but we do get we'll just start with it because we're kind of talking about it. We do get Tahani's backstory in this. We finally see how Tahani died, which is not funny, but very fitting. Killed by a very sad. But fits very well for Tahani and her entire life.
It's what gets me in that entire thing is the interview. Like the interviewer.
Well, here, let's explain what's going on in case people don't remember. So she's getting interviewed by somebody about it's like
Her
high fashion magazine, something like
might
that.
as well get like Vogue or
her neck
like
model.
Yeah, and like so she got the cover, and then in the interview, the interviewer tells her the only reason she got the cover is because they offered it to her sister, and her sister didn't get it. So let's start talking about your sister. And Tahani's like, for sake, no. And then mid-interview, the interviewer forgets about Tahani.
It's like, you know, we're it's like, you know, me and Camilla, do you think we'd be friends? We've got so much in common. Like, you know, we're both only children. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot about you for a second there. It's like you are the worst, but you should be in the bad place.
None of it's funny. It's just kind of painful to watch.
Yeah,
like, it's uncomfortable.
It is like, yeah.
And
I honestly sat there and was like, okay.
And credit to Jamila, I never remember her last name, but she really sells this. Like, she's not the most accomplished actor, as in she doesn't have like a bunch of parts to her IMDb credits, but she's really brings it in this episode. Like, she's fantastic. Her scene where she's yelling at Camilla for not inviting her to her party. First off, Camilla sucks. Like, it's actually my only major complaint with this show, and I can forgive it because I think I can make it make sense in my head, but she sucks so bad I don't understand the global superstardom. The only way it kind of makes sense in my head is that we're only getting Tahani's point of view of Camilla, so we don't see how the rest of the world sees her. Without that, it doesn't make sense. She sucks so hard people would hate her. But
I mean, she didn't invite her.
I can
She
think
didn't
of
invite her. Like, she had to pose as a cocktail waitress to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. She wasn't even invited.
But like, I think of a few real world examples of like people who get like almost worshipped, who you like. I don't even know them personally, but I know you're a shitty person. Why do people love you so much?
Yeah, but I'm even thinking like if the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame actually did forego the 25-year waiting period to put you in there and gave it to someone, they would be the most universally hated person ever. No one would be like, oh, good for you. You did it. You did release one album. People would go nuts. I'm very on Tahani's side for this. Like,
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing with Camilla is she seems like this type of the character is like everything that she does, she's perfect at it. Like, you know, she just won her debut album and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's like, well, 25 years, many 5 smears. We'll put you in there and everything like that. And it's like, you know, there's stuff like mentioned in like the earlier season, season 1 with like some of the flashbacks where Tahani does something, but then Camilla's done the same thing but better or something like that. And it just seems like, you know, she's one of these like a person who is just perfect at everything.
Things come easy to Camilla. Tahani actually has to try.
But the original sin comes with her parents, right? Because they're the ones that set each other up down a path where Camilla can sort of slide into success, and then Tahani has to work and work and work for people's approval and still not get it. Have any of you read Freakonomics before?
Mm-mm.
Okay. There was one study they did where it wasn't a study, but it was like an example where a couple named their children Loser and Winner separately.
I already like where this is going.
And Winner
was their last name
chronic. Yeah, you paused me in my tracks.
Is that what that was?
But like Winner became like a chronic person in jail, a troublemaker, you know, breaking law, and then like Loser became like an Ivy League school graduate with a really lucrative career kind of stuff. So it's like that's the kind of dynamic I see in them, except Tahani does not have a point where she is satisfied.
Yeah,
like she has this insatiable need to prove herself to people and get that recognition from people, which And yeah, Dostin, like the whole story we're getting is Michael explaining why she's in the bad place because she keeps on protesting in this run while they're all negotiating whether or not they should work with Michael in this episode. And she has this moment where she's just like, I understand why they're here. I don't understand why I'm here because I've done this, and it's all boiled down to the intent behind what she's doing and the why as to why it doesn't work.
And it's
Just
so
a
well
point
written.
of clarification in that Freakonomics. That's a hypothetical, right? They didn't actually name their children winner and loser.
Now, out of everybody in this world, you don't think there are parents who would put that cruel joke on their children?
I do, and I think that they should not be allowed to have children.
Well, the horse is already out of the barn.
That's what child protective services are for, right?
Ooh, we're going down a dark road with that one.
Like, if we want to talk about bad systems in the United States.
Anyhow,
I don't know. It just seems like mental to like.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to do an experiment on my children for their entire lives.
Again, this tracks. Anyhow, what I was going to say is the Tahani thing. It's actually like it's another one of those things like what Ryan was saying earlier that's insanely well written, because if you hadn't gotten the point yet, they even have these little lines like just snuck in when she's just casually talking, like when she's yelling at her sister for not inviting her. She's like, I was supposed to be in Haiti being photographed helping people, but I put that off to be here for you. Yep. And it's like, it's not that I was supposed to be in Haiti helping people, being photographed helping people.
Yeah. Right. It comes back to like what's my motivation? The episode in season 1, like Eleanor's motivation was like to stay in the good place, so she wasn't getting any points. Tahani's motivation was not to do the good things; it was to get the credit for doing the good things. So she got no points for that as well, and that's why she's in the bad place too.
But let's dial this back a little bit. We've talked the Tahani stuff, which is like the main heart of this episode of Team Cockroach. But meanwhile, we do have everyone trying to figure out whether or not they will be team with Michael. This is Ryan alluded to this earlier. This is one of the quickest decisions Chidi has ever made. I think it was Ryan, might have been Joel. It was Ryan, right? Yeah, okay. I remember conversations that I'm in.
May or may happened about 10 minutes ago.
May or may not be my line, but it's okay. We'll get back to it.
Either way, Eleanor is not on board. She does not trust him. Michael throws out a line that she's heard many times in her life of, we're running out of time and I'm your only option. And she's like, no. There's always another option. And I love the dilemma, because I honestly see, like, I'm trying to put myself in their shoes of like, which is impossible to do, to try to imagine yourself being dead in the afterlife. Like you can try. I think I would kind of land where Chidi is. It's like, what else do you do? Like, he is this all-powerful demon. How do you even say no to him? Like, what's your plan? There isn't one. So I'm kind of on Chidi's side of like, you either team up.
You're on the option. Like, you know, you have an inside person, as it were. Your choice is either help them and potentially help, like, you know, be able to get into the actual good place. That's in this episode, right?
Yes, he does mention
he claims there's a way for them to get into the good place. I'm not sure I trust him on that.
That's true. Or your option is to stay in the bad place and potentially be tortured in the current version of the bad place, or if this fails, go and get actual tortured in the bad place as well. Like, you know, at the end of the day, like, it's basically, well, I'm going to take my shot. It's like buying a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
I'll put that money on with the chance. There's a very, very slim chance, but a chance of winning, you know, enough money to never have to work again, blah, 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 or not, you know, and it's that sort of thing. Like, there's no real, you're basically in a like situation where it's like, well, there's no other way to, like, you know, you could just accept the fact that you're going to be tortured, and take it, or you can try to do something about it.
And like the interesting thing is, because we're really only getting the human side of this for the most part. Michael's also putting everything on the line just as much as they are. Like, he knows he's toast at this point. His boss gave him 2 chances, and he's on chance 800 and something. Suffice to say, he tried more than twice. Not to steal anyone's quote.
Well, that's the thing is, though, like, we know that. We, the audience, know that. But the humans in the show, do they trust that he's telling them the truth? That's
I was
where
gonna
it
say
comes from.
he's an unreliable narrator. Like that's the problem with it and they know that he's unreliable based off of what they learned in all the times that they've been reset. So it is kind of an enemy of my enemy situation where, to your point, I think if you're talking about, it's either I get rebooted time and time again here, or it's going to be literal physical torture. Like the visceral part of you're gonna like pull out my toenails and make me sit and well, I guess Eagles was the medium place, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind then.
I mean, we don't forget about all the food that turns into spiders in your mouth. Like, I don't want that.
Yeah,
I like food to stay food in my mouth.
But Eleanor would
The
get back to
penis
enjoying
flattening
hangovers.
machine, that doesn't sound like fun.
But I mean, worst outcome is that. But if they're already at a point where it's like we're in this endless loop, we may not remember all of it, but this is a different kind of torture. Just understanding that you're stuck in this loop and can't figure out a way out. Why not? What's the worst that could happen, right? It's torture is torture.
Yeah.
Right.
So I really appreciate their point of view, but at that same time, I don't necessarily disagree with why Eleanor is so off put by it. And we really do kind of get like Eleanor's like last, like, I'm done with trying to be a good person stretch here. And she calls a train. She has Janet call a train, fills it to the brim with cocaine because now she actually remembers. And as she's trying to escape, Chidi catches her. And it's like, you get another very sweet moment of just like, I mean, we've been friends. He's like, we're not even friends. He's like, we haven't known you for a week. And he's like, okay, that's not true. We've done this some version of 800 times. Like, we definitely know each other better than this. And he gets through to her like Chidi can do. The only person who can cut through all the nonsense in Eleanor's head and actually make sense to her. And I love it every time they show it because it really, really works. In a show that can just be so like gut-bustingly funny, that sincere moments really hit hard and like very, very well.
And that's what's
and we've
great
also
about-
seen the timeline of like all those 800 odd events, because like Michael puts up the little it's like a graph thing.
Like that bar
Right.
graph, with
the bar chart of like
And
each
how long
butt
each
reboot
time.
on
each
it.
attempt.
Yeah.
The
What
boat
was the
reboot
longest
was
one?
so
It was like
good.
weeks or months? Was it a whole year? Is that
This
how
one
There was
fast
one that
it-
was like, I think
This
it was
one
like
lasted
11
15
months or
seconds.
something.
right?
I sat on the remote.
Yeah. That was a butt reboot.
But I mean, and going back to your point, Brian, is this show is really hitting its stride. And again, I've never seen this show. And I've been really waiting because I heard that season 2 or episode 2 was, it's ranked on IMDb as one of the 10 best. And getting there watching it, like these 4 episodes, like I've said before, I have laughed out loud. I might chuckle to myself, but I legit like burst out laughing at a lot of these moments in the show. But it's really starting to get to the characters and really finding their motivations, and we're sitting here. It's like I said, in the last episode, we're rooting for Chidi and Eleanor. This one, you're really kind of feeling for Eleanor as being this leader and this person who's actually questioning things. And you wouldn't think that of her after what we saw for a season. So the writing is really starting to take its stride, and I'm really like vested. And it sucks because I want to binge, hence the name Binge Buddies.
Mhm.
But I can't because I want to keep it all constant for these episodes.
Yeah, and I mean, like I've mentioned it before, and like the writing just keeps getting better. And I will say it again because like I think these 2 episodes kind of a good place to mention it. Is the show is very, very smart and very quick on its feet, so that it never does what would eventually kill a show like this and get like monotonous and boring. As soon as you think you know what the show is, it's going to change course dramatically. Like you thought this was going to be a season of reboots. Nope, we're already done with that. Moving on. If
Yeah.
I were to ask you right now, just out of curiosity, Matt knows where this is going because he's watched it. But do you guys have any guess where the end of the season's going? Where do you think it's headed?
No idea. Maybe that it's going to be revealed that I don't know. I legit don't know.
That they're in the medium place.
I legit know nothing.
When did the show end?
2019.
Okay. I could see a
2020?
world where the creators felt like they had to end it on a positive note of some kind.
Okay.
So I'm
I
gonna
meant more
say,
just this season, not the whole show.
oh, excuse me. Who the hell knows? I could see it ending with the judge realizing what's happening.
Okay.
That's my bid guess.
Oh my God. Joel, you were both right and wrong. And I am so excited that I get to say that. That's going to make sense at some point.
I'm nervous now.
Oh, I wish I could just like clip this and remember it. But as we know, I don't write things down, so I'm going to forget it. But just know that somewhere out
I won't forget.
there's some
Okay.
version of me that's very excited that Joel just said exactly what he said. Not the idea of it, but those words, they matter. And I'm happy with that. Anything else we want to talk about these two episodes before we move into quotes?
Well, we Vicky in the reboot thing is the best person.
Oh, that was good.
She
yeah.
doesn't have a few words to say. No. She wants to sing a few words.
Janet.
My favorite thing about that is the look that Eleanor gives Michael, and Michael's just little this little shrug of like, yeah, she's still going.
Yeah. Oh man, just the opening of that episode, Vicky behind the desk and Gunther just like, yeah, we're killing it.
That next episode.
Is that the next one? My bad.
think-
Either way, all good stuff. Yeah, I think we should move on to quotes. Who has not gone first? Great, I'll go first. So I'll start with my my episode chapter 15, I guess. Is it chapter 15? It is chapter 15, right? Or is it 16?
Whatever Dance Dance resolution.
16.
Dance
Chapter
Resolution.
16.
Chapter,
Chapter
16.
16.
That
and
double
17.
chapter messed up my numbers.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, I'm gonna go with my Michael quote for that one. It's when they're in the jazz reboot, and Eleanor calls it out that they're in the bad place, and Michael's all upset, but he's not wanting to break his jazz character, so he's upset, but he wants to be upset in a jazzy way. So he says, "That was a real trip for biscuits, and now we're all wet, Daddy-o." His delivery is just so good.
And then Vicky immediately like following up with that. I never even got to play my stupid triangle.
I wanted to hear the full 3 hours. It sounded amazing. All right, Ryan, why don't you go next?
Yes. So mine for the first one is from Mindy, and she says, it's when she's showing her the tape of the sex. And I want to make sure I say it all right. She goes, "Yeah, this is the 6th time you guys were here. I saw you getting sexy the previous 3 times, so I cut a little hole in the wall so I could tape you. Call it my looking hole."
So good.
Just the way she said it, my looking hole.
Looking hole. Mindy, you pervert. Matt, you're up.
Oh God, I've got so many to choose from.
Pick one. You can do it. I believe in you.
Like I said, 11 for the first episode. 11
Hurry up,
quotes.
Cheaty.
End it. End the show. We're done. We are not coming back.
Okay, no. Attempt 108. I've analyzed some recent data. Eleanor always seems to realize that they're in the bad place just at the moment that, excuse me, sorry, the door was open. So I just came in. Did you just say that I'm in the bad place? Attempt 109. I've closed and locked the door.
Oh, man. I'm very happy that you looked at those stats. I didn't know this was ranked so high up there. It deserves to be ranked that high. This is such a good episode.
I mean, I can tell you exactly what number it is.
What number is it?
Hold on. I gotta look.
Or can you? Go ahead, Joel.
Yeah, Joel, go on. I'll tell you after.
I've only said I love you to 2 men in my entire life. Stone Cold Steve Austin and a guy in a dark club who I mistook for Stone Cold Steve
That was
Austin.
my second.
Damn, that's a good line. But Joel, you went last, so you get to do your episode or your chapter 17 as well.
All right, so I have to pull that one up real quick.
Well, while Joel's pulling that up, then there's another one that I've got here. Gunnar wants to bite and or nibble on humans while they sleep.
really
When they're all
wants to-
listing the demands.
Yeah.
And...
He really wants to bite people. Ow, ow.
Okay, real quick while he's looking for that. Top rated. So let's see. Dance Dance is ranked number 8.
Wow, lower down than I thought it'd be.
And the Trolley Problem, which we'll do next episode, is number 9.
Wow. Okay. What's number 1? Just out of curiosity.
The End, season 4, episode 13.
Oh, that makes sense.
I
So.
guess.
Season 1,
This is very
episode
good finale.
13. Season 1, episode 13. So the season finale is number 2.
I disagree with that too. I don't think it's their best episode. Anyhow, go ahead, Joel.
All right. Everyone in the Bad Place Bureau of Human Affairs gets randomly assigned a human body, so we can get the feel of how best to torture you. I gotta say, it took me a long time to get used to the hanging bits. Gross. Oh, get your mind out of the gutter, Eleanor. I was talking about my testicles.
Yeah, there it was. That was on my list, but not my number 1.
Oh, I just love how offended he was. Get your mind out of the gutter.
It's the look on his face. I was talking about my
He was
testicles.
so straight faced. It was perfect. He had no idea. It was so good.
Matt, that makes you up next.
Oh God, I've got a lot of quotes from this one as well. Someone else go, and I'll
right,
I'll
I'll
choose
go.
one.
So mine is after Tahani finds out how she dies, and she goes, "Oh no, I died in Cleveland." And Michael goes, "I don't think that should be your biggest takeaway from that story."
Yeah, that was on my short list too.
That was
That
definitely
was my
mine.
number 1, and then the decision with Chidi. I mean, if that no one mentions, I'll say it after. But
Well, I'll say mine while Matt's still reading his entire transcript of the episode. Apparently,
You're not that far off.
so mine came from Eleanor and Michael are sitting down having a bit of a heart to heart, and she mentioned all her selfishness. He's like, "Yes, your selfishness," and she tries to hit back with, "I'm not that selfish." And then Janet just pops up out of nowhere. "Eleanor, your cocaine and escape train are ready. Not now." And I love that Michael doesn't say anything, because at this point, Michael can be honest. He gets Eleanor. Like, they're more alike than she would ever want to admit. So, like, when that happens, he just gives her a look like, "Told you so."
And there a line in like one of the later episodes, like in the next episode, the episode after that, when she like says, "Oh, we have so much in common." It's like, oh my God, how bad is that? Because like she's got more in common with a demon than any of
Oh
the...
man, when I don't want to spoil it, but he lists something that she did, and they both just laugh so hard. It's like, oh, it was so good. It's like, oh, I love this.
Oh man, right, okay, I've narrowed it down to 2. What's that super tiny line? That's the shortest one. 8 seconds. It was a butt reboot. I suddenly activated by mistake. And then the other one is, what do? We team up with Michael. Okay, hot take, but I like her confidence. Tell me why. He has a bow tie.
Thank you.
No.
I was going to bring that one up if no one mentioned that one, because that's so good.
It's just like he's so confident when it's like we team up with Michael, and it's like he has a bow tie. And then the story launched into like why you should always trust him with a bow tie as well.
If you never looked up the episode on Wikipedia like I do before we do this, just make sure I remember everything. The quote for this is amazing. It's they're going through how everybody knew what was going on. It goes, "Jason is oblivious, but Michael's bow tie earns his trust." Like, it's just it's so cold, but it's like, that is what happened.
I'm surprised nobody did the whole, "Ooh, describe me next." Yeah, we're an Arizona dirtbag, a human turtleneck, a narcissistic monster, and literally the dumbest person I've ever met. And who am I? Describe me now. But no, the Chidi line was, she goes, "Are you forking kidding me? You take a half hour to pick out a turtleneck, and you're so sure about this."
Yeah, my only line that wasn't mentioned that I was hoping would be brought up was the, "Hey Janet, do you have something shiny Jason can play with?" And then she pops up a sparkler. It's just the look on Jason's
so
face.
good.
That was also on my short list.
That was on
Yeah.
mine. But I kind of get that with number 4 with the presents or
Yeah.
the opposite tortures.
The opposite tortures. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's in next week, right?
That's the trolley
That's it.
problem.
That's
That's
right.
a trolley problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I love as well, like, when it's like They'll let us meet each day for Chidi's ethics sessions, which will apparently include me, even though that's transparently insane.
Well,
so many good lines.
So many good lines, and we set up some great stuff. What I didn't think we fully mentioned is that now Michael is joining the
Ethics lessons.
The ethics lessons. Thank you. I was gonna kind of spoil a name, but that's okay. And that'll start up next week with the next episode, which I had the episode up and then I navigated away from it. Sooner or later, I'm gonna stop doing this.
Wait, what it's called?
Yep.
The next one is not the trolley problem. It's the
one before the trolley.
Existential crisis.
Yeah, I got that too.
It's where Michael goes crazy.
Yep. Oh, this is a great episode.
So good.
The next 2 episodes are so good.
They really are.
Existential crisis and trolley problem, some of the best, and I'm excited to talk about them. We'll do a very, very quick round of plugs because I don't feel like doing a long round of plugs. So ATH Network, that's me. Next.
Super GG Radio Video Game Podcast, Afterthoughts Podcast, Book Club, go.
Front Row Network and Front Row Flashbacks might be making a comeback.
Cool. Matt, anything to plug?
Binge Buddies.
Yeah, listen to the show you're listening to. Okay, bye.
Bye. Go fork yourself.